This video is powered by KR Mangalam University.
Is there a new mess for Trump after an Arab ally bombed another US partner nation amid the Iran war? Not just Iran, Riyadh was also bombed alongside Iraqi militias that had previously targeted Saudi Arabia. The strikes were kept secret for weeks after the war, raising questions about what else was hidden. My name is Aisha Varma. Let's take a look at more in this report. Amid a fragile ceasefire, a media report revealed that hidden warfare had been taking place across the Gulf, adding a new layer of tension to the wider conflict. Saudi fighter jets reportedly bombed targets linked to powerful Tehran-backed militias in Iraq, according to the report. Retaliatory strikes were also launched from Kuwait into Iraq, further showing how far the conflict had spread beyond the main battlefield. Reuters reported these developments on May 13th, citing sources familiar with the matter and describing a series of covert military actions. 3 Iraqi security and military officials, along with 1 Western official, were cited by Reuters in connection with the reported strikes. Now, a Western official said that some of the strikes took place around April 7th, placing the attacks in the early part of the escalation. Another set of strikes reportedly hit militia positions in southern Iraq in April. Several fighters were killed, and a facility used by Kataib Hezbollah was destroyed in the attacks. The targeted sites were reportedly used to launch drone and missile attacks against Saudi Arabia, making them a direct part of the wider retaliation cycle. Reuters also said it was unable to determine whether the rockets from Kuwait were fired by the army or by US forces. The military responses reportedly remained hidden during a conflict that began with US-Israeli attacks. Remember, Iran and America jointly launched strikes on Iran on February 28th. Significantly, Reuters also reported this week that Saudi Arabia launched strikes directly on Iran. After the UAE, Saudi Arabia's military response to Iranian attacks now appears to have been quietly confirmed through new reports. Reuters reported that Saudi Arabia launched covert retaliatory strikes after Iran targeted critical infrastructure across the region. According to reports, the Saudi Air Force carried out multiple secret strikes on Iranian targets in late March. Reuters claims this marked the first known direct Saudi military attack against Iran in recent history. The covert Saudi operations reportedly came after Iranian drone assaults across multiple Gulf Cooperation Council states. Iran had allegedly targeted airports, oil facilities, and military installations across Gulf nations during the conflict. Reuters reported that Saudi Arabia informed Tehran before launching retaliatory operations as intense negotiations unfolded behind the scenes. Sources now claim the UAE also conducted recent military strikes against Iranian-linked targets during the escalation. Now, despite covert military exchanges, Saudi Arabia reportedly maintained active communication channels with Tehran throughout the crisis. Saudi Arabia continued to rely heavily on US military protection amid growing fears of wider regional threats. Prince Faisal bin Farhan stated that Saudi Arabia reserved the right to respond militarily against Iranian aggression. The revelations about Saudi Arabia's response emerged amid growing fears that the conflict could erupt once again. Iran's government spokesperson says Tehran is still choosing diplomacy, but warned that its fingers remain on the trigger.
Also, we are waiting with our finger on the trigger, God willing, for our negotiating atmosphere. Because our main outlook is toward lasting peace and, as stated by the martyred leader, we pursue diplomatic matters based on 3 principles: dignity, wisdom, and expediency. Therefore, the people should know that Iran's atmosphere is an atmosphere of firmness, construction, development, and trust.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.